everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and this is a very, very late July TBR. I am filming this with quite a deal of July which has passed, and I also don't know when you will see it, so this is a very late July TBR. I'll try to put in the kind of description box below what books I've already read in July because I realize that it's so late, but let's just dive into this. I have some books I'd like to read. Let's start with books that are older that I'd like to read. I want to read Isle of Blood and Stone and Song of the Abyss. Song of the Abyss was Vicky's 12 Friends, 12 Books recommendation, and I needed to reread Isle of Blood and Stone to kind of remember what happened. So those I want to read. And then Song of the Abyss is actually a companion novel to it. It actually takes place like chronologically further than Isle of Blood and Stone, but it takes place with a side character. So I think you could probably read Song of the Abyss without reading Isle of Blood and Stone, but I wanted to go back and kind of refamiliarize myself with the world and kind of what had happened in the past. Hurricane Child is the backlist bookworms pick for July. We kind of decided it in June, totally forgot about it in June. So many things were happening at the end of June. So it's like the July pick for June. And so I'm excited to read that. I've heard a lot of things about it. I'm going to listen to an audiobook. This is my list that I need to have in front of me, otherwise I will forget. So those are kind of the older ones that I want to read. And then I have a bunch of arcs I want to read. So the ones that are the highest on my TBR for July, I mean, there are a bunch of ones where it's like, oh, it'd be nice if I could get to these. But I'm not including that on the list because I don't want to set unrealistic expectations for you or for me. The ones I want to read are The Taking of Jake Livingston. I'm excited for this one because, okay, from the cover, I 100% knew it was zombies, but it's actually ghosts. I'm a big scaredy cat. July's TBR seems to have at least like the first three, or the first titles that come to mind when I think of my July TBR are kind of scary titles. The Taking of Jake Livingston is kind of daunting for me, but I'm interested in it. I saw it on Bookish first. But I didn't really hear anything. I haven't really heard anything about it, so I'm intrigued by it. Ghosts, particularly, are terrifying to me. So, love that for me. The next one is A Dangerous Play. I'm excited for Dangerous Play because I've been reading more and more kind of contemporary sports books. I'm trying to think of other ones off the top of my head, and right now, obviously, I can think of 0 books I've ever read, ever. But I think one of the ones that comes to mind is We Are the Wildcats. And I think I just read one where they were running. She was like a cross-country runner. If I remember, I'll put it down below. Anyway, I'm excited for Dangerous Play because it's field hockey. And it also talks about the Me Too movement and sexual assault and feminism in that sense as well. Based on, what I know about it. So I'm very excited to read Dangerous Play. And then the next one is Devil Makes 3. I helped release the cover. I did a cover reveal for this. So very excited. Cannot believe it's taking me so long to read it. But here we go. I'm very excited for Devil Makes 3. What can I say about it? It's also another one where I'm kind of like, ooh, I am a big scaredy cat. I hope it's not too scary. Fingers crossed. I have met Tori before, so Tori is such a lovely person in general. I cannot wait for Tori's debut to kind of be out in the world, and I have such high hopes for The Devil Makes 3. The next one is The Wild Ones. I really love The Candle and the Flame, which is the author's previous, I think, debut actually. So I'm very excited for The Wild Ones. It has a gorgeous cover. I really don't know anything about it except for I really like the author. The cover is gorgeous. That's basically it. It's one of those things where if I've read an author's debut, and I'm pretty sure The Candle and the Flame is a debut, that I've loved, then I'm a lot more likely to kind of bring it back and kind of try to follow the author's career. I try really, really, really hard to do that if I can. So I hope that I can. Anyway, it's just so gorgeous. I've been seeing it everywhere. The cover is beautiful. You will obviously see it around my head. So I'm just really excited for that one. I just have it in my notes as Ava Evergreen 2. I will obviously leave the cover around. I'm so sorry that I literally cannot remember a single thing in my head right now. But it's a sequel to Ava Evergreen Semi-Magical Witch, which is just so cute. It definitely serves Kiki's Delivery. Kiki's Delivery, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I literally have no brain cells right now. It serves all of those things, but what I really loved about it is it talks about trying to make your way in this kind of in-between world between being like magical, not magical, and trying to figure out where you stand, I guess. I saw that very much as a metaphor for me feeling that pull between like being a transracial Chinese American adoptee and kind of feeling these two different feelings and like identities, I guess, pulling me between them. So I know that that metaphor probably work for a lot of different things, and so that is why I'm so excited for the sequel. It looks super, super cute, very like Halloween-y-esque. So the colors are purpley oranges. Very, very cute. I'm actually wanting to do a book look for both of these looks, and I just can't wait to do something like very purple, very orange for it. The series is one of these series that I just want to keep kind of coming back to over and over again, and so that's why it's on my TBR. The next one is Fresh. I also don't really know. I love how it's like, oh, I'm really excited to read these, and then I film this TBR, and it's like, I know nothing. There's nothing. I know nothing about these books. But Fresh is one of the ones where it's really just, I've seen it around, and I've been following Margot Wood for a while, and so I'm just intrigued by it. It's also contemporary. I feel like in the summer, I'm very much in the contemporary mood. I don't know if anyone else is like a mood genre seasonal reader, but for me, contemporary and summer are like hand in hand. So I'm very excited for Fresh. I also think that it looks gorgeous. Also, I think, don't quote me on this, I think that there won't be a dust jacket. I think it's like that printed on the book. I'll leave all the links in the description box below. So if you want to know more about the books than I'm telling you, which like, good for you, I can't believe I'm doing this, then obviously check out the links below. The next one is FORESTBORN. FORESTBORN definitely gives me more of a classic YA fantasy vibe. It also, as I know nothing about any of these books, Tortine asked if I wanted to review it, and there's something about the cover and the name and all the different elements to the story. It definitely, okay, I don't know why I'm spouting all this conjecture. I don't know if you can tell in this TBR, I don't even know how I'm going to get through these books because the state of what I know about them is just indicative of the fact that I'm just exhausted. You'll see it in June wrap up. I am just exhausted and I'm losing information out of my ears. At night, little demons come in, rip out pieces of information. Anyway, I'm excited for FORESTBORN because I haven't read a Tortine book in a really long time. I think I'm actually listening right now to the audiobook of The Gilded Serpent, which is coincidentally also a Tortine book. But I feel like FORESTBORN definitely gives me more of a classic YA fantasy vibe, and I am here for that. Very excited. It'll be hard for me to like switch gears because most of this TBR is contemporary, but it'll just have to happen. The next one I'm excited for is The Devil and the Device. This is the sequel to Goddess in the Machine. Love that book so much. Cannot wait for the sequel. Have not read that synopsis purposely because I feel like sometimes for sequels, it's actually better not to read the synopsis if you've already read the first because I don't want it to spoil anything for me, and sometimes it kind of does. So for sequels, I just never read the synopsis. So it's kind of hard to tell you what The Devil and the Device is about. But I'll tell you that The Goddess in the Machine is a sci-fi story about, like basically if you were to go somewhere and you're in cryogenic, freezing state, then you wake up and you realize that, much, much longer than you wanted to have passed, and like everything you know is basically gone. Every person you know, gone. And then it's like, well, you're also a goddess because you kind of came out of this magical box. So that's what Goddess in the Machine is kind of about. Excuse me if I have botched any of that. Links will be below. But I'm very excited for that one. And the next sequel I'm excited for, which I have not read the synopsis again, is Cazadora. This is a sequel to La Bizzona. La Bizzona was just one of these books that completely swept me away. I don't know what I was expecting, but what I got is this book about feminism and gender expectations and magical schools and identity and touches upon issues of immigration. So it was just like all of that wrapped into one. And I always when I thought I got a handle on it, then it switched. But I just loved it, essentially. And so I'm so excited for Casadora. So that's my July TBR. I'm so sorry that I cannot give you more information about these books. I don't know if you are also in this boat with me, but like, this summer has been intense. I don't know. Obviously, everyone's last year has been intense. I just think that so many people I'm talking to, like my real life friends and also just blogger, like just everyone I'm talking to has just been falling in this fatigue, exhaustion hole. I don't know if it's just that like this past year is catching up with all of us or what the deal is, but you know, I'm doing the best that I can. I'm sure you're doing the best that you can. And let's just all give ourselves a little bit of a break because it's been a long, I don't, at this point, just like over a year. It's been a long yearish, 2020 and 2021. It's been a long time, basically. And so, reminding always to be gentle with yourself and specifically with reading. I feel like I've seen a lot of check-ins or, from people where they're like, oh, I'm not reading as much. It's been really hard. I have all these slumps. And I've heard that over and over and over again over the past year plus. And so I guess this is just a reminder for you and also a reminder for me to be gentle with yourself and to realize that A, I could have done more research for this review, but B, reading is all, reading is supposed to bring you joy and it's supposed to make your life better, and give you something, and to maybe just everyone take a step back. I'm trying to take a step back in July. I don't know, you probably can't tell that from the TBR you just watched, but I'm trying to take a step back and be very open to, okay, if I cannot make this happen. I'm trying. It's very hard, and I'm trying. Anyway, after that emotional pep talk for you, but also more importantly for me, I hope that you have a really great July whenever you see this, and I hope that you can use whatever this video to kind of remind yourself to take a break and stay hydrated. Summer's hot. So anyway, have a great day. I will see you in the next one. Bye.